Hey, fellow traders. While the market decides to do a whole bunch of nothing, I'm going to take a short opportunity to go ahead and get this published. Been kind of hinting at this in a few of the previous videos, but what I have here is basically just a spreadsheet that's going to track your overall performance. This is probably something that we're going to be making a good use of here in the coming future. I've got a few other videos planned out. One is going to be involving how to create your own strategy. So this might be one of your primary tools for using that. In a little bit of an irregular posting schedule right now. I do kind of apologize for that, but hopefully here soon I'll be able to make some changes to get a little bit more regular. But in the meantime, just be sure to hit that subscribe and hit the bell. That way you'll get notified when I do get a new video out. Right now, we're kind of waiting on the interest rates and a few other big news, and the market is doing a whole bunch of nothing on several pairs. So I'm going to take a moment and we're just going to go ahead and review this performance tracker to basically kind of analyze your trading performance day to day, or if you're testing out a new strategy, you can put this to use and track several trades to kind of get a breakdown of the overall results if you're not using any kind of special back testing software. I know there are quite a lot of back testing softwares out there, but some do not include commissions, swaps, or spreads. So this sheet may actually come in handy with helping you check that, as well as evaluating different strategies on different brokers, because your commission can make a difference, as well as swap and so on and so forth. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. But I'm going to go ahead and start from the top. Right off the bat, you're going to notice that there's a reference here. All you have to do is click Allow Access. And what's going to happen is whenever I make a change to this sheet, it's going to link back to this sheet. So whenever you allow access, it's going to show you the version. And then when I go here and make an update, you don't have to keep constantly checking because it's going to immediately tell you there's an update available. So I'm going to go ahead and shift that back, and it will show as version 1.0, and you'll know you have the most up-to-date version. This is just in case you need to make the sheet refresh by force, but it usually does update pretty frequently. You can also go in the settings and make it update more frequently on the recalculation part. You can make a change every minute or every time you change it. The default is on change. And just starting from the top, there's a spot here where you can basically type in strategy name. Let me do this on the video example that I copied. So you'll put in a strategy name, or you could also put in a date if you're tracking yourself day to day. And then the only things you're going to be filling out, a couple of things you'll fill out just to start with, and then we're only going to be using a couple of these boxes as we work through the sheet and work through our strategy. But anything in white is pretty much the standard for most of my calculators. Anything in white will be boxes that you will fill in. Anything that's grayed or yellow or a different color, other than this box here, you're basically going to see some calculations or outputs or some type of information out of it. So to start with, you are definitely going to have to put in a pair. Just type in Euro USD, NZD CHF, AUD USD, USD CAD, whichever pair that you're trading, you'll type this in here. And this is going to be used for the basis of all the calculations for your position. And then just put in how many decimals it has. I did find a way to make it automatic, but it's not 100% reliable. So unfortunately, just type in how many decimals. So if you're trading the USD JPY, it has 3 decimals. You'll just type 3 here. And then we'll move over to this side first and start filling some things in. Part of what you can do is start with a balance of your account, and then you can put in how much you want to risk, and that will automatically calculate here. I left this one blank because oftentimes when I'm trading or checking things, I like to vary this amount sometimes. Use a compounding strategy as well, so sometimes that could be factored in here. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to use a set risk, you can set that equal to this square here, your gray square that's output underneath the risk calculation, and it'll just automatically update. So if you want to change your risk percentage through that way, it will do that for you. I'm going to delete that for now, and we'll look at how we're going to get this information here, which is going to tell us which size to use and how much that's going to cost us in risk. So to start with, you'll put it in your currency. I'm usually using a USD account. I also have a Euro account as well, so I may have to change this up sometimes, and that will affect your calculations. So make sure that you put in your account currency, and if you have a commission charge, you put that amount in there. And then on the next spot, I've noticed a lot of brokers are going to a percentage of leverage, and other times you may work with brokers that will still give that in a number, such as 50 to 1 or 500 to 1, 1,000 to 1, 250 to 1, so on and so forth. If you're using percents, oftentimes brokers will list it as 2%, 3%, 1%, 5%, so on. So you can select either option here. I'm typically using a numbered leverage, but I do have one broker that will put it as a percentage, and that will actually calculate your margin and how much commission will cost you. One thing to note here is the pip mark, the little pip note after the commission. That's basically telling you if you're looking for a true break even where that trade is risk free and accounts for commissions, you'll need to move your stop ahead of your position by that far. So in this case, with a 550 commission, no matter what the size is, if I'm looking to put a stop at break even, I will have to put it at the entry of the position plus 6 points or 6/10 of a pip. And if that does get hit, then it will be a true no loss free trade situation. So that's what this little piece of information here, and usually that's very useful if you're scalping or, like I say, just looking to get a true break even stop. Now, this option here, we have lots or units. This is where you're going to actually put in your size for the trade that you're going to use. This will just give you a recommendation. Here is where you're going to actually type the size that you're going to use. If you're using MT4, MT5, most commonly that will be in lots, but if you're using a broker's software, oftentimes some will allow you to buy as little as 1 unit, which is 1/10,000th, I think, 0.00001 of a lot. So you can set units if you're using that. I'm going to set it for lots in this case, and then it will put all the calculations and outputs in lots for us. Now, here you can put in a typical trade size. So let's say I was looking to use a 0.5, and I was going to put in the stop distance first and then the target distance, and that's when we're going to start getting the rest of the information on the sheet. If I'm using a 0.05, it'll show you the commission cost down here, and then your pit value information and total commissions here. I'm not sure why it's showing 27, and I may have to double check that real quick. As far as I know, everything should be calculating correctly. I know at one point I was using 10 to verify. Let me check this. Pit value is going to be 50 cents. Commission. Yeah, okay, that is correct. We're good to go. And now we'll go ahead and put in a stop distance. So let's say we wanted to use a stop size of 8 pips, and we were looking to target, say, for example, 24 pips in our strategy. Now we start to get the rest of the information filled out down here in the box. And we don't have anything filled out here yet, but if we were to put that in to use a $5 risk, that will actually show you that, yes, our best size would be a 0.05. And for this stop distance, our risk is $4.30. The stop value here is including the commissions. That should just show straight pip value. I'm going to have to double check a couple of things. There may be one or two bugs here. There's a lot of formulas buried in all the calculations. But I know this one is verified correct. I'll have to double check that just to make sure everything comes out correct. And then you'll notice some of these others are still showing 0. And this here will show your overall balance, your largest win, largest loss. This will show the overall results of the strategy as we fill this in. This will just be a graph of your win-loss rate. This will show how many trades you've taken, total loss, your gross gain, gross loss, and total commissions paid out. And then your average win, average loss, average trade size, R ratio, and then it will actually calculate your expectancy of that strategy in a dollar amount. Here, this is all of your base values, and this is with the included commission, the R value straight, and with commissions accounted for. So you can actually get two sets of numbers. I would recommend using this number here, as it's going to more accurately reflect what's going to happen to your account. If you're going by here on the right as true value and not accounting for your trade costs, this would be something that would happen if you have no commissions, if you're paying a spread only cost, but then these numbers will also reflect the same because you'll have that set to 0 up here. And just to keep the video short, I'm going to flip over and show a couple that I've already filled in. Now, as you go in and make trades, you're basically just going to record the size of the trade that you take, whether you won or lost, and you just type the value in directly. You're going to type that in without a negative for the loss. Just so if you lost 60 cents, just type 60 cents, so on and so forth. If you won, $1.38, just type in $1.38. This is going to account for all your commissions, trade size, and it's going to gradually build out this information here. I may reorganize this just a little bit. This was kind of the best way I could make it fit, and where everything kind of fits squarely. But as we can see, we've already got a little bit of information generated here. This is kind of just an example. The highest balance you were able to achieve, the lowest balance you reached, so the most you were in drawdown, and then this will calculate out your current balance. Again, that's accounting for the commissions and trading costs and so on and so forth. The biggest win in this set was that last trade at $1.72. Our largest loss was 86 cents, the trade right before that. And then as we get our averages, our average win was $1.10, average loss was 62 cents, the average trade size was a 0.025. It's a mix of 2s and 3s. And this gives the average R ratio and trade expectancy for that strategy. And that was a strategy doing just direct trading, doing market structure only. And as we get down here, we'll start to show this chart. This is going to be basically your best friend. This curve represents the minimum hit rate and percentage in order to basically stay at break even. And this diamond represents the basically sum of all this information as a projection of how well you're going to do. So as long as this diamond is staying above this line, you're going to make money. The further away, the better. And if it starts to dip below this line on the bottom side, you may want to reevaluate or maybe wait for another day, because ultimately that means you are losing money overall. Now down here, it will show basically a trade by trade P&L curve of how well you're doing, and reflect basically your gain, positive or negative, from 0 for the day. And here I have just some space for notes. You can fill that in as you go, and a few extra links. There's also a link down here to come back to the original sheet. Not sure why that one wasn't working, or this. I'll have to double check this as well. For some reason, it's not wanting to work correctly. I'll update that before as the video is getting uploaded, so that will be fixed. Excuse me. And then we'll go and take a peek at a second example. This is where I was using a little bit larger trading size. That's the Euro account. And notice how we're going to get some different numbers in our outputs. So for this example here, we're using a 3.1 and 16 with a 0.12. So if I type that in, we'll notice that it has different numbers for the account size and account output. So in this case, the pip value would be $1.20, but in this case with the euro, because of conversions, it's $1.10. So if you're not trading a pair that directly matches, if your account currency does not match the last 3 digits, this is going to be some pretty useful information to keep track of everything, especially when you get to some odd sizes. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and revert that back, just putting that there to show calculations. Let me see what we can, there we go, do it that way. And this is just another example. This was the blitz strategy that I had done a few tests on. I'd taken 15 trades, got a little bit stronger hit rate than loss rate on that run, and actually made 6.93% on that run. This one, again, performance indicator is showing positive, and we got a nice uptrending P&L curve out of that strategy as well. So at a quick glance, you can just look at these two charts to know how well you're doing, how well you gained or lost for the day. You can also click on the chart and highlight each point, and it will show you where you were at the result and finish of each trade. And then same goes with this. This will tell you basically your average R ratio and overall hit rate. In this case, it was an average R of 1.55 to 1 with a 53.33% hit rate. So just quick glance, you can use these, or this will give you a total breakdown of basically what's happening and what has happened in your account over the course of the trading history. And here's the total count of trades, total size traded, gross gain of almost 45 and a gross loss of a little over 18, and paid out $9.50 in commissions during that run for those 15 trades. So that gives you a breakdown of your trading costs, so you know exactly how much you're spending. And then here we can take a look. Once you change the commission, notice how it can drastically change. That added almost $8 to our commission just by $4.50, put us much closer to the line, and kind of flattened out our curve a little bit. So it would actually affect our strategy in a negative way by having a higher commission cost. So that's why I kind of mentioned keeping up with your commissions and trading costs, and always try to find basically the cheapest account you can. If you're in the USA, I kind of recommend forex.com as the lowest cost broker so far that I'm aware of. I know IG Markets is 8 because they use a fixed spread of 8 pips, or 8/10 of a pip, and Oenda is $10 plus the spread, which typically works out between $14 to $18 per lot round trip. So Oenda can be a little bit high. Just if you're using a basically higher cost account, you may have to look to a longer term strategy and look for more than 16 pips. You may need to look for 25 to 30. Just a couple little tips there as I wrap up the video. But I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to make that little fix on the link. I may just have to revert that back to, well, I'm probably going to have to redo the whole link, but I'll go ahead and take care of the link real quick and get this uploaded, and everything should be good to go once the video comes live, and I'll link this sheet down in the description below. So just make sure to save a copy. In order to do that, all you're going to do is just click File, and save a copy or make a copy, and then you'll want to save this as a Google Sheet. So this way it works. I know sometimes it can give you the option to save in Excel. Just save it as a sheet. It tends to work a lot better that way. And let me go ahead and make these little updates, and I will get this video posted. But I will catch you on the next one. Just be sure to subscribe. And again, I'm going to try to make things a little bit more regular here pretty soon. But right now my schedule's a little tight. So I'll try to get these out as I can. So just be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can catch those as they come out. And then once I get a little further down through time here in a couple weeks, hopefully I can come up with a more regular schedule. But that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.